there! Welcome back to my channel. You may call me Miss Introvert, and today we are going to talk about what you can do and what worked for me for writing a rough draft in 3 months, as you saw in the title. If you're a writer who wants to get their ideas actually onto paper, or if you're new and you need some tips, or maybe you're just writing for fun and you'd like a way to better schedule your time in writing. Whatever the case, I'm here to help, and without further ado, let's begin. Number 1, planning. Before you start your book, you want to have a plan, maybe it's rough, maybe it's solid, of what you're going to do in this next 3-month time span, and have a schedule planned out even though your already existing schedule is probably busy. I'm sure that right now, writing a book sounds like something extra or even a waste of time. But if writing a book is important to you and you have something to say to the world, then you want to make it a priority. Even if it's just writing a small amount of words every single day, those words add up, especially if it's in 3 months. Trust me, you will be impressed to see where you started and where you're gonna end up. I believe in you and you can do this. So plan a word count for each day. Plan a time that can fit into your schedule. Find a place to write. Maybe it's your desk. Maybe it's a random chair that you found and that you sometimes film in. Find a table. Find a couch. Maybe it's your bed. Maybe it's at work. I don't know, whatever works best for you. As for time, find a time in your day that doesn't have to do with any other time that's busy. Maybe you have kids, so maybe you want to write early in the morning. Maybe you are a night owl and it's okay for you to write really late into the wee hours of the night. I personally don't do that. I like sleep. So maybe waking up early is better. Maybe you have flexibility and you can write late in the afternoon. That's what I did during school. For me, now that I'm on break from school, I have about a 1 to 2 hour time span that I can write during the day. And usually it's in the morning. So that's about 2,000 to 4,000 words each day. And sometimes I'll write on my day off too because I love it. And there will be days where I can't write as much. And there'll be days for you like that too. But like I said, words add up, and soon you'll be at like a 50,000 word count. Writing for an hour every day for 5 days, if you're up to like a 2,000 word count, that's like 10,000 words in 5 days. It's easier and harder than it looks. You also have to keep in mind the fact that you have a deadline. Even if you don't, you should make one. Even if you're not working for a publisher. Having a deadline makes writing a book a lot more doable. That way you have a goal to keep you motivated even if you're just writing for fun. I have a whole video in the Writing Experiment series on setting your writing goals, so check it out. Now, motivation does have benefits, especially if you have a deadline, but inspiration will not always be there to back you up. That is where outlines come in, which is my next point. Number 2, outlines. Having an idea is amazing, but once you start writing about it, it's not gonna be as easy to follow through because you will inevitably end up in writer's block, or you'll just lose your motivation, or your brain will just get tired. In short, you can't always rely on your infatuation with your inspiration. I know how it feels though. Getting that writing idea feels like nothing can stop you from achieving your writing goals. But you're wrong, I'm sorry. Writing the rough draft, in fact, is really only half the battle. Maybe even less. But outlines are really helpful. You have to outline what you want your idea to look like so it turns into a story. Some of the things to consider before writing your outline, or even planning your book at all, are answering the big questions. Who is your audience? What is your book about? And what message do you want to convey to your readers? Why are you writing this book, and why should you be the one to write about it? Where does this book take place, and when? How do the events unfold in the plot, and how are you going to convey your message or theme of your book? I have other videos that go into more description about these questions, and they are linked in my video description, so check them out. I also have another video which goes into even more detail about writing outlines, so check that out too if you're interested. It is an oldie since I was just starting out, but it should be informational to you. But all you need to start an outline is an idea, and a story that progresses. You might think of new ideas along the way, plot twists. new characters, new plot devices, and eventually plot holes that you will eventually have to fix in the editing stage. But we're not worrying about that right now. For now, just worry about the outline, whether that's chapter by chapter or placing of events, because those will inevitably change too. Everything changes in the editing stage, so just do whatever you want now. Leave caution up to the wind, but do it within reason, because sometimes you'll go back and edit and you'll be like, what have I done? I know I've been there before, it's not pretty. But definitely feel that freedom to just write about whatever you want. No one is watching you or waiting for you to get this done. This is just you and your writing. Number 3, the rough draft. From my experience, starting a rough draft can be done in one of 3 ways. You can be really excited to start and eventually wear out your mind and your ideas from thinking of them constantly because of your ever imaginative inspiration. You can also be somewhere in the middle, and at the end of the spectrum, you can just have worn out all of your ideas and have no motivation when actually starting the rough draft. For now, you can either keep those ideas flowing or fight your writer's block. To keep the ideas coming, do some idea-inducing activities like going on a walk and observing the nature around you. Watch an interesting movie or TV show that really makes you think about the plot. And most importantly, read books. This can be tedious to do, especially during the school year. College students can relate. I know that I can. I usually prefer summer reading over here, but if you're someone that likes reading regardless of school, then great. If you're not really into the reading thing, then give certain recommendations a try to get back in that reading phase. And if you are writing about a certain genre, then look up books within that genre to get inspired. Sometimes you just need a break when you're worn out of ideas. So go on vacation to someplace new in order to get inspired. I remember going to new places and just wanting to write individual stories about the places I saw, like little details that I found, or even people I saw having conversations. Now I don't interact with anyone or go anywhere anymore, and that's probably why the ideas are not coming as much as I'd like them to. They're still coming, but not in the full force of just randomness of like watching someone have a conversation and being like, you're gonna be my protagonist. Keep talking. But don't be like me. Be like younger me. Younger me really knew what she was doing when it came to writing, and some things she did not know what she was doing, good lord. But she wrote 3 book series between the ages of 8 and 12, and they were all interwoven and connected? Cringy, but connected. Stay up to date with my book reviews from my younger self, Bitsy Morgan. She's pretty cool. You might also have writer's block, and I have a few videos that you can check out right now if you're interested. They're linked in the description. But for now, I would just say keep writing, keep fighting through it, even if it sucks, and follow your outline whenever you get lost. And remember to take breaks. It might come out looking crappy and without the emotion that you intended for certain scenes, but that's okay. You can always edit it later. That's why we edit our books. I remember editing a book and going through all of the chapters that I wrote while I was in writer's block, and yes, they were very, very crappy. But that's why we edit. And the chapters were finished. They were just in a very rough state. So all that really matters is just getting it done. And if you have that inspiration to give your scenes the emotion and the context that you want, then amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. But if not, then that's okay. It was all that I could do to edit my chapters after I wrote them, and new ideas started to form in my mind. Sometimes they were annoying at how much I needed to change the plot just a little bit to fit them in there because I loved them. So yes, just do your best because no one knows your book better than you, and you know the ideas that you intended. You will have to keep repeating these steps over and over again as you trudge through to the finishing line of finishing your book in 3 months, your end goal, whatever it is, whatever date it is. But you've made it this far, so you might as well keep going. Especially if you made it this far in the video. Go write your book. You got this. And those are just some of the ways you can write a rough draft in 3 months. If you want some tips on the editing stage, then I have a whole video, actually a few videos that describe how that goes, at least for me, And there are plenty of other ways to look at this subject, and you can modify my advice however you like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video to help grow our introverted writing community. Comment down below what you love about being an introvert, a writer, or even a fan of a certain fandom. I would love to start a discussion or a rant in the comment section. Well, that's all for now, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, check out my blog, and find the writing help you need on my Fiverr account. All the links will be in the description below. And stay basic. Okay, bye!